KBLA.com right now and sign up. Admission is free, but mandatory, and space is limited. Once we reach capacity, we'll have to cut off the online registration, but it's open right now.
Oh my God.
So don't delay.
Thank you guys for being the best at what you do.
Log on to KBLATalk1580.com right now and register to join us for an afternoon of good music, good people, and good vibes.
Happy anniversary.
Wednesday, June 19th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will provide the food and drink, but be sure to bring your low-back chairs, blankets, and your personal picnic baskets.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's celebrate 3 years of being the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of news and information.
We love you, KBLA.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're black and stride again.
Black and stride again.
Happy anniversary.
Hey Zoe, I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane. Got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games. Man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light. See the light.
There will always be people who drive you crazy, whom you think are totally other, even when you really love them. There may be someone in your life right now, a phantom with your name tattooed on its face, apparently put on earth only to torment and trigger you. This other may take the form of a tyrannical boss, a way more adept at everything friend, or your snoring partner. Their impact is as insistent as a toothache and reaches way beyond what makes logical sense. These are ordinary people, but their most disturbing characteristics take on a dreamlike power and work witchcraft on your psyche. But here's the interesting part, the fundamental attitude shift that has potential to change your relationships and even the world. The other is you. Not the you that you recognize or accept, but a disavowed part of you. The very thing that disturbs you is like a special medicine formulated to open pathways to forgotten parts of yourself. Take Nance, for example. She tells me that her husband Sid is selfish. She says that he believes he's generous, and he uses the fact that he cooks dinner every night as proof. Nance says that Sid cooks because he enjoys it, because it's his favorite way to relax after work. Yes, she reaps the benefits, but this doesn't make him generous. If he truly were generous, he would do the things she asked him to do, like help her repair stuff or watch documentaries instead of sci-fi. It drives her crazy that he can't see it.
Uh-oh. You thought that the voice of reason, Zoe Williams, who's on the radio Monday through Thursday, would run out of interesting topics to bring to the forefront? Wrong. Wrong. Hey, I got another one. This is going to be deep. And a lot of y'all probably didn't know you were doing it. As a particular group that has been othered. We've been othered? Huh? So, you know, this interracial dating thing, right? Well, sisters attack the brothers for dating the others. Brothers attack sisters for dating the others. Right? But we've been the others. And what did I tell you guys about? Listen to this. If you're going to date interracially, do it from a pure place. Don't do it from self-hate. Don't do it because you want your baby to have light eyes or the natural baby hair, the natural Michael Jackson pulled down baby. Don't do it because you want that kid to have good hair. Don't do it because you hate your skin. Do it because you love yourself from within. Right? Let's just be honest. Right? The inverse of dating because you hate yourself would be dating because you perceive this person of another race to be different, exotic. You other them. Oh, they're not of my race. They're other. And that makes them unique. But it's also a conduit of putting people down. Right? When we look at it from a sociological standpoint, this is where discrimination comes from. We're othering. The act of treating someone as though they are not a part of a group and are different in some way. A large volume of literature has been written on stereotyping and othering. So much of our criminal justice system is driven by othering, magnifying the differences between those people and us, their children and our children. We've been othered time and time again. Tell me I'm lying. 1-800-920-1580. This is going to get even deeper. Now, if you take the sociological piece out and you turn it into relational or intimate othering. See, some of the same arguments for societal othering is you don't see the human in that person. Well, in relationships, we other each other because we refuse to see and accept the human within ourselves and the human in them. What is relational/intimate othering? Again, the process of othering can be divided into two steps, categorizing a group of people according to perceived differences such as ethnicity, skin color, religion, gender, or sexual orientation, identifying that group as inferior and using an us versus them mentality to alienate that group. Othering is a way of thinking about relationships and human connections that involves emphasizing differences between people and using them to justify boundaries. Do y'all see where this is going as it pertains to relationship? Well, if you don't, it's coming. For example, someone might other someone else based on their country of origin, profession, sports team, preference, behavior, or political affiliation. What if you hurt somebody? Have you not othered them when you label them a dog? They no good. They're a liar. Maybe they lied to you. Does that make them a liar? In psychology, there's a thing called the fundamental attribution error. Right? Some behaviors are dictated by who the person is, and other behaviors are dictated by situation and circumstance. You don't even think about the fundamental attribution error. The fundamental attribution error is best described. Say a car is driving and somebody almost sideswipes your car on the freeway. And if they happen to be white, Asian, or Latino, you know you're going to say some pretty derogative things in that car, not having the knowledge of what's actually going on in that car. Fundamental attribution error. That person could have been driving their pregnant wife, right? She could have been in the back seat in labor. He could have dropped his wallet, could have dropped his coffee, could have dropped his keys. Anything could have happened. Do you understand? Fundamental attribution error. We other each other in relationships when we fail to live up to the expectations our unrequited wounds have written. He's a F boy. Ooh. She's a 304. I should have known. Listen to me. Have we othered each other? Are y'all listening this evening? Othering is real in society. If you was raised in the hood, you knew that there was a police other us. You get treated on the right side of town, maybe, depending on how you're dressed and how you act and what you're driving. You might get treated better on the other side of town. Or worse. Maybe your skin color is enough to be othered. Maybe your humanity is enough to be othered in relationship. How many times have you been negatively stereotyped because you fell short of the grace of the glory of God in a relationship? You get othered, don't you? Right? There's a sense of superiority that will make somebody think, oh, I'll just ghost you and never talk to you again. There's a sense of superiority, a spiritual elitism almost. You know, this happened to me in my last relationship, but God had better plans for me. Let me tell you something. If God saved you, be humble. Because what God giveth, God can taketh away. You think God likes hubris? God didn't save you for you to be condescending and full of self-conceit because you're doing better. Ooh. Are y'all ready for this conversation tonight? Is there a significant difference between othering and narcissistic evaluation? I'm better than you. I deserve better than you. What part of your psychology is speaking when that comes out your mouth? In what ways can othering be detrimental to our view of self and others? How does wokeness or the sense of being chosen relate to the concept of othering? Is being a chosen one comparable to a spiritual separatist? If you're spiritual, you should be all-inclusive. You should have more grace. You should have more patience. You should have more understanding. You should have more empathy. You should have more... 1-800-920-1580. Somebody get to your phone lines. Is there a desire to be othered? Well, excuse me. Is our desire to be othered an extension of a shrunken or enlarged ego? How does seeking validation connect to the attainment of the other. Is spiritual classism the new acceptable form of othering within relationships? I deserve better. I am better. You broke, right? You crazy, right? You're not ready for a woman or a man like me, huh? Are we relationally othering each other? 1-800-920-1580. Somebody call me right now. Have you been othered? Have you othered someone else? Huh? Have you othered an ex-significant other because they hurt you? Now, we all believe in God, and we all acknowledge that God moves in mysterious ways. So maybe hurt has a purpose, huh? So maybe disappointment has a purpose. Maybe there's a silver lining in pain. Huh? When you other, are you usurping what God said when he said, vengeance is mine? Is othering a type of relational vengeance? Oh, yeah, you got to let everybody know you living your best life, right? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. Get to your phone lines. What role does spiritual maturity play in understanding why people practice othering and the motivations behind attraction? What is the psychological and sociological basis for the concept of othering in intimate relationships? You have made people feel unworthy because they hurt you. In the mighty words, what's my guy, Dr. Phil? In the mighty words of Dr. Phil, what's your payoff? Come on, what's your payoff? Why are you doing it? What do you get out of that? Huh? How does othering manifest differently in romantic relationships compared to platonic or familial relationships? Can othering in intimate relationships be both positive and negative? And if so, how? How do cultural and historical contexts influence the ways in which othering occurs in intimate relationships? What are the core psychological mechanisms that drive the process of othering in intimate? Are y'all ready for tonight's? You know you done othered somebody, and you know somebody has othered you. When we come forward, we gonna get deep.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hi, Tavis Smiley here. We're getting closer to June 18th, and time is running out for you to register to join us for our historic symposium live on C-SPAN, Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Admission is free, but you must register at KBLA1580.com right now if you want to be in the audience when the nation will see for the first time ever a stage full of brilliant black folk talking about the urgency of now. Climate justice, climate equity, climate resilience. It's all going down. Well, it's actually all going up. Tuesday, June 18th, 4 to 7 p.m. live from the California Science Center in Exposition Park. Again, admission is free, but we're filling up fast. So if I were you, I would log on right now to KBLA1580.com to reserve your seat. Caring about the climate, caring about the community. We're KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Looks like Bobby needs a ride again.
Grab the keys.
Let's take our auntie to the swap meet.
Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, do it all in a Chevy SUV. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8% must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Hey there, Los Angeles. This is James Lucky Jr., publisher and editor of Los Angeles News Observer.
Are you hungry for news that matters to you in the African American communities of Los Angeles? Well, buckle up, because we got the scoop you've been craving. Stay in the know and never miss a beat with our free weekly publications conveniently available near you. Or hop on the digital wave and become an exclusive subscriber at OGNSC.com. Don't forget to join the party on Instagram and Twitter at OGNSCINC for behind-the-scenes access and sizzling updates. No more FOMO. Let's stay informed, connected, and empowered together.
KBLA delegation, listen up. Not feeling yourself lately? Have your weight loss dreams turned into a weight gain nightmare? Have you been chasing those 20 pounds for 20 years? Then it's time for D-Herbs. D-Herbs Full Body Cleanse is a natural cleansing regimen that can help you lose 20 pounds in 20 days. The Full Body Cleanse will also boost your immune system and improve your digestion. With summer just right around the corner, stop chasing that 20-pound weight loss and propel yourself into a healthier lifestyle. To reboot your system and lose weight, go to dherbs.com and order your full body cleanse or call 866-434-3727. Mention KBLA 1580 and get 10% off your order. dherbs.com. Experience healing.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
So baby,
Today I want to talk to you about othering. Othering is not about liking or disliking someone. Othering is about the conscious or unconscious assumption that somehow someone from one group is less valuable than from the favored group. Othering has the opportunity to affect your health, your wellness, and eventually your life trajectory. I was born addicted to heroin. Before federal funding poured into communities and called it an epidemic. Before police and fire and even mall security guards carried Narcan as part of their safety equipment. My grandmother, hair disheveled and eyes bloodshot, carried me into Nationwide Children's Hospital. She was scared to death. After hours of nonstop crying and shivering, she couldn't figure out what was wrong with me. After a series of tests, someone came out and told her that I would not be welcome to go back with my family. She was devastated. My mom was heartbroken, and my dad really couldn't do anything to help as an addict behind bars. So, from as far back as I can remember, as a wobbly-legged, big-headed toddler...
Pause it. I'm sorry. I'm triggered. I picked that clip because of her personal story. Do you listen? According to leading psychological thought, America is an individualistic culture. We're selfish, we're greedy, we're narcissistic, we're highly neurotic. Okay? That's who we are as a culture. Okay? Right? So, we've turned our relationships into that. So what happens is relationships have to deliver something to us because we've been conditioned to go out and get it as opposed to going in and discovering it. The Asian society and cultures, the African cultures, the Polynesian cultures are all considered collaborative groups, cooperative cultures. Ours, individualistic. So peep game. I had somebody tell me, because they knew my personal story, well, people from your background tend to be full of drama because you had no discipline. There was nobody there to really raise you right. That is othering. See, we don't know how to be in a relationship with a human being. You could have the best upbringing and still have flaws. You can have the worst upbringing and still have character. Huh? Peep game, we get put into these little boxes. You're not a good person because of how you were raised. Just because I happen to hurt you. Do I deserve to be othered? When we come forward, we gonna find out.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network. The jury in Hunter Biden's gun trial in Delaware is seeing his infamous laptop as evidence. The president's son is accused of illegally buying and possessing a gun while being addicted to drugs in 2018. Arguments over whether or not a Georgia district attorney should stay on the 2020 election interference case will be heard this fall. The Georgia Appeals Court decided to take up the arguments on October 4th. The appeal is over the judge's ruling, which allows Fonnie Willis, who is black, to remain on the Fulton County case as long as special prosecutor Nathan Wade left the prosecution. Defendants claim their relationship created a conflict of interest. More than 6 in 10 Americans will have cardiovascular disease by 2050. That's according to a new American Heart Association report. It found that heart disease would affect more than 184 million adults by the middle of the century. And that's the latest. I'm Doug Davis from the Black Information Network and BINnews.com.
California Baptist University has clinched the #1 spot for career preparedness and an impressive /2 for the best student experience, according to the Wall Street Journal. Find out how CBU's award-winning experience can help you live your purpose. Visit calbaptist.edu/here.
When I move my body, I feel like freedom. Happy anniversary, KBLA.
West of the Mississippi. And they wondered if a black talk radio station would work in Southern California.
Y'all did
Well, KBLA Talk 1580 toasts its 3rd anniversary on Juneteenth, and you're invited to celebrate with us.
Hey, Travis Smiley, talk about.
All you have to do is go to KBLA1580.com right now and sign up. Admission is free, but mandatory, and space is limited. Once we reach capacity, we'll have to cut off the online registration, but it's open right now.
Oh my God.
So don't delay.
Thank you guys for being the best at what you do.
Log on to KBLATalk1580.com right now and register to join us for an afternoon of good music, good people, and good vibes.
Happy anniversary.
Wednesday, June 19th, 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We will provide the food and drink, but be sure to bring your low-back chairs, blankets, and your personal picnic baskets.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Let's celebrate 3 years of being the most trusted, credible, and reliable source of news and information.
We love you, KBLA.
We're KBLA Talk 1580, and we're black and stride again.
Back and stride again.
Happy anniversary.
To help combat climate change, LADWP is helping neighborhoods have better access to electric vehicles by awarding nearly $130 million in EV rebates to customers just like you. From big savings on used EVs to building new charging plazas, LADWP is charging ahead to help all Angelinos experience the benefits of EVs. Get rebates of up to $4,000 for a used EV and $1,750 for a charger. Learn more at ladwp.com/EV. That's ladwp.com/EV.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
Hey John, why so glum?
I just got let go. The company's downsizing. This is the 3rd time in the last 2 years. I'm done with this.
Have you thought about My Computer Career? I've heard they can train you for a career in IT in just a few months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI. And you don't need prior training or experience. Now that's a recession-resistant career.
Wow, thanks. I'll check them out.
Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
Helping to broaden your political and moral imagination with our 2024 Climate Justice Campaign. We're KBLA Talk 1580.
Watch out! You got me!
The galaxy is safe once again.
In the pretend universe, kids play with pretend guns. In the real world, it's up to us to make sure they don't get their hands on a real gun. If you have a gun in the house, keep it locked, unloaded, and stored separately from ammunition. Safe gun storage saves lives. Learn how to make your home safer at endfamilyfire.org. That's endfamilyfire.org. Brought to you by End Family Fire, Brady, and the Ad Council.
The California Crusader newspaper would like to thank all of our subscribers for their support throughout the years, proudly serving the South Los Angeles and South Bay areas for more than 40 years. The California Crusader is a multicultural, black-owned, adjudicated newspaper that focuses on providing newsworthy information to the people in our community. We're constantly looking for ways to assist businesses in our community to connect with our subscribers. We provide low-cost, effective ways to promote your business with our reasonable and affordable advertising rates. You can participate by suggesting, sharing, and submitting your stories on the California Crusader newspaper Community Share Facebook group page, or visit our website at cal-cruise-news.com. That's calcruisenews.com. Then click on the Submit Now button located on the top right corner of the homepage, or text CCN to 42828. Again, text CCN to 42828. The California Crusader newspaper, working together to build a better community for our future. Subscribe today.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I never knew there was a love like this before. Never had someone to show me a love like this before. Now that we have
So today I'm going to talk about your most important relationship. And I'm going to ask the question, are you othering? So the fact is that the relationship that is most important is the one that is with you. And the reason why is because it's the only one you'll ever truly have for the rest of your life. And your relationship with yourself colors, reflects, and influences all your other relationships in your life. So if the relationship with yourself is an unhealthy one, none of the other relationships in your life are going to be healthy either. All right. So the way it can get to be the most unhealthy that is, the most unhealthy way that you can show up in relationship to yourself is when you are centered on what I call othering. Hi, I'm Coach Carrie. I'm a certified life coach, and I explore topics related to personal growth, self-awareness, and life transformation. Life is a process of growth. Own yours. So today I'm going to talk about 3 things. Number 1, what is the concept of othering? Number 2, how do you know you're othering? And then number 3, what is a key question to be asking yourself? All right, so what do I mean by othering? What is the concept of othering? First of all, let's talk about what it means to be centered and grounded from within yourself. It means that you operate from the inside out. With any relationship, situation, or circumstances in your life, you are first considering yourself in the equation. What do I want? What do I need? What's important to me? And how do I make sure I'm taking care of myself? When you other, you operate from the outside in. What do they want? What do they need? What's important to them? And how do I give it to them? And often, how do I give it to them can translate into at the expense of myself or at the detriment to myself and what's healthy for me. So what you really want to be doing is operating from a position of inside out. You commit othering when you're operating from a position of outside in. So how do you know when you're othering? You know you're othering when you're committing people pleasing. That is catering to everyone else's needs as the priority above yours all the time, which essentially means you're either ignoring your own needs or you are giving and giving and giving to people please to make sure everybody else's needs are taken care of at the expense of your own needs. That means making someone else the priority, making something else the priority over you all of the time. So another way you can be othering is being more concerned about what other people think of you than what you think about yourself. If you're overly concerned about what people will think that you're wearing or the way you show up or the things that you like or the things you want to do or your opinion on something or your preferences on something or your needs or wants about something, then you are essentially othering versus, again, being grounded from the inside out. What are my preferences and expressing them? What are my opinions and expressing them? What are my wants? What are my needs? What am I looking to accomplish here? And
Listen, the voice of reason on KBLA Talk 1580 back in the building. Just imagine if I believed what people thought of me. I would be othering myself. I would be putting myself in a little exclusive box. Nah, I'm not going to do it. And neither should you. Listen, I'm talking to the real ones out there. Have you ever hurt somebody, but you didn't want to, but you did? You hurt them, right? You heard Jordan Peterson say yesterday on my show, the clip we played, we're living in a culture that's bottom lining the impact over everything else, not the context. The context is the intent. Nah, we live in a society that says if it happened, that's it. How many people have you othered that you used to love or that you claim you loved but hurt you? So you felt justified in othering them. Listen to my playlist. Faith Evans, I never knew a love like this. That's othering. That's a human being. You sing, I never knew a love like this before. Oh, that means it was good. It's good. But that's a human being. It ain't always be good. Are you going to take it back? Are these just superficial musings? Huh? Then later on in the playlist, you're going to hear, you gets no love. You not cool no more. I tell you why we can't hook up. It's othering. And for people like us who claim to be spiritual, we are dogmatic and conditioned. We're spiritual aesthetically. Huh? We're aesthetically spiritual. But when it comes to really believing in any of the belief systems that y'all believe in, I don't give a damn what the belief system is. The Bible say forgive 700 times, 400 times. Forgiveness doesn't mean going back. But if you're othering, whether you went back or not, you still haven't forgiven. And how many people have gone back and othered in the reboot? Still held on to othering concepts. That's because you don't know how to process pain. Most of y'all are living a life bereft of the understanding of pain's purpose. Krishnamurti said it this way: pain itself destroys pain. Suffering itself frees man from suffering. What does that mean? Oh, it sounds like circular knowledge, a circular logic. Well, it isn't. It means you have to embrace pain. If you're going to be with a human being that is flawed, that at any given time could have some type of shift in their psychology, you're going to have to find a way to love the ugliness of another. And you'll never be able to do that until you love the ugliness of yourself. So many people are ugly, fronting like a spiritual elitist. I know y'all don't want to hear it put this way tonight. I know. I know you don't want to hear it this way. But we ain't got no damn business othering other people. The people that hurt us. If we believe that he's in control. I don't want to hear you say it on Sunday. I don't want to hear you say it on Sunday. You in a spiritual play, sitting in the pews. You're not even getting paid for this Broadway play. The Broadway play of getting dressed up and going to church or going to mosque or going to whatever temple, it's just a damn play. Can we be honest? The Buddha put it this way: pain in life is inevitable, but suffering is not. Pain is what the world does to you. Suffering is what you do to yourself by the way you think about the pain you receive. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. You can always be grateful that the pain is not worse in quality, quantity, frequency, and duration. Gautama Buddha. But what you want to do is have somebody to blame. What you want to do is have somebody to shame so you can feel superior. So you can feel deserving of what you got. I'm going to tell you right now, Paramahansa Yogananda put it totally different. Say, you want to get close to God? You want to get close to unconditional love? There must be an absence of self-conceit. Absence of self-conceit may be translated as humility or the absence of pride. Humility, however, is often taken as self-abasement and as a consciousness of personal inadequacy, not before God, which is right, normal, and in fact obvious, but before other people. Humility is not an inferiority complex. Self-conceit is often present, more often where pride is absent. It is the fertile soil in which the seeds of pride, given enough fresh circumstances, can sprout, grow, and flourish. So many people are waddling in self-conceit, seeing themselves as higher than, better than, more spiritual, more awakened, more deserving. So you get to justify othering relationally. When I come forward, the voice of reason. I'm going to the phone lines. Let's get it.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
Looks like Bobby needs a ride again.
Grab the keys. Let's take our auntie to the swap meet. Grab the keys.
Whether you're giving rides or hauling gear, do it all in a Chevy SUV. Head to your local Chevy dealer, where well-qualified buyers get 1.9% financing on all 2024 Malibu, Colorado, Blazer, Equinox, Trailblazer, and Traverse limited models. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
1.9% APR for 36 months. Monthly payment is $28.60 for every $1,000 you finance. Example down payment 15.8% must finance with GM Financial. Some customers may not qualify. Not available with lease and some other offers. Take new retail delivery by 7/1/24.
Hey, LA residents, it's planting season and the perfect time to get shade trees growing around your home. LADWP and City Plants are giving every resident up to 7 free trees. That's right, 7 free trees delivered right to your door. Trees are great for the environment, help improve air quality, and can help you save on your bill when you use less air conditioning to stay cool indoors. Learn more at ladwp.com/free trees. That's ladwp.com/free trees.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone, and should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wait, Andy, hold on. That is indeed a slapper. 1994. A&R guy. I was an A&R guy at Loud Records. We had just signed Exhibit. And that one dropped. I said, oh, no. Whoa. Wow. We had the Alcoholics. We had Mobb Deep. We had the Wu-Tang Clan. And then, whoa. But you know you got to play You Gets No Love after I brought it up. Let's hit them upside the head with that one. Let's do it, my friend.
Whoa, yeah. I know it's not too ghetto. I know it's not too ghetto. I said I know it's not too ghetto. You better check say you're not cool enough for what we have between us. Don't you know you lost my trust? Yeah, where you been? And I tell them we're just friends. Tell them we're just friends. So obvious that it's never gonna work for us. No, no, no. Play with my emotions. You get no devotion. And you get no love, get no love. From me. Can't even be my friend. And you get no love again. Whatever you do, it will come back to you. From me. Tell you why we can't hook up. You get no love. 'Cause I had about enough. You get no love. Hearing all the lies you tell. You get no love. Boy, I thought I knew you well.
Well, welcome back. This is Being the Other. I'm Dr. Dwight Turner. And what we're going to do today is we're going to talk a bit about the notion of othering. I'm going to keep this one fairly brief for this week because I think it's about time that we went back and had a look at just what is othering. This is a phrase that's used quite a lot in sociology and in psychology circles, less so perhaps in psychotherapy. Something that probably needs to be used a lot more in psychotherapy. But it's a concept that actually helps us to get an idea of just what happens when we stereotype or when we objectify somebody, for example. For example, from a sociological perspective, othering occurs when
Do we stereotype those who have hurt us? Who have disappointed us? Do we stereotype them? Huh? Can we be honest tonight? Call in if you stereotype all of the people who have let you down, who have disappointed you. You stereotype your mama when she do it. Mamas are supposed to do this. I know kids who done told their mama off. And I tell them all the time, the best way to love your mother as she is to drop your expectations of who you think she should be. You're still here. Huh? We stereotype our mamas. So I know you're going to stereotype your lover. You've othered them. But yet you don't want to be othered in a sociological framework. But what about a psychological and relational framework? Huh? Go ahead. And
for example, from a sociological perspective, othering occurs when we actually forget or we ignore the humanity, the innate humanity of an individual, and we actually make that person our other. We project onto them aspects of ourselves that we don't want to see. So, for example, if someone to see me as a man of color, as an angry black man, for example, whilst denying their own anger, they don't want to recognize.
Or a broke black man, or a lying, no good black man in relationship. Someone who ain't serious, someone who lacks self-discipline. You trying to tell me these tropes aren't out there? Or for the women, what you bring to the table, sister? You got to be nurturing, right? We got all of these tropes, right? Othering is stereotyping. Correct? Go ahead.
Example, if someone to see me as a man of color, as an angry black man, for example, whilst denying their own anger, they don't want to recognize who I am within my own inherent humanity, then they'll project that aspect onto myself, irrespective of whether they know me or not. I remember in the very first episode of this series of podcasts, I talked to yourselves about an example where I was seen as a bouncer as opposed to being a psychotherapist. That's a form of stereotyping, a form of othering, because it ignores who I am, which is a psychotherapist, a doctor, an academic, and actually projects onto me what the other person, how the other person views men of color like myself. It's as simple as that, if you like. There is another angle, though, to othering, and this is quite important to recognize, that othering can be done to oneself. And this is where, like, a Lacanian perspective is actually very useful in understanding this, because Lacan actually recognized in his studies that what the conscious part of ourselves, what the egoic part of oneself can do, is actually other the unconscious part of ourselves. So we separate ourselves, we form a false self, and then we other that part which then is actually our true self, perhaps projecting thatwards out onto other people around us. From a psychotherapist perspective, this is quite important to recognize. Self-othering, the denial of who we actually happen to be, is just as painful and just as problematic as the othering that we receive from others outside of us. In fact, the two can often go hand in hand and can create huge psychological problems if they're left unchecked. This is what othering actually is. It's hugely important to recognize this. Now, the only way that we can actually move beyond othering on a conscious level is by recognizing, for example, that the person opposite us, say the person in Costa who's serving us coffee, is a regular human being and is not just a barista whose name we don't know, who we expect to do a certain job because that's what they're supposed to do. For ourselves, on an internal level, there is something about acknowledging our own cultural, gender...
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Doug Davis with the latest from the Black Information Network. The jury in Hunter Biden's gun trial in Delaware is seeing his infamous laptop as evidence. The president's son is accused of illegally buying and possessing a gun while being addicted to drugs in 2018.